Good evening. I'm so excited for you all to join me today for a very special edition of Literary Losers, where each week interviews with the best of the worst are showcased so that readers can finally get answers from some of their favorite book villains. Today, we have a very special guest joining us from his lovely home in the underworld. He is known all over the world by all who are evil, and he has many names, but you know him best by two of them. Mr. Enemy and Supai, the Incan god of the dead, most recently made famous by Nathan Lumbatis' amazing novel, Daniel and the Sun Sword, available at all major online retailers. Buy several copies. Thank you, Mr. Enemy, for agreeing to our interview.
I am thrilled to be here today. Thank you for having me.
So pleased to have you. Let's get right down to business with some hard-hitting questions. Hopefully this isn't too forward, but do you feel like the author portrayed you fairly in the book? I mean, you were kind of emotionally unstable during the last scenes in Peru.
You're really going to start off this interview with a question like that? Well, I'll try not to be offended. Of course I was upset. I mean, I don't want to give the end away, but really, who wouldn't be upset when, your plan is thrown off a bit? But, it's only the beginning. And I've got bigger plans. No big deal. My therapist taught me to do that. Deep breathing, He told me that with my blood pressure problems, I need to learn to cool off a bit. I'm thinking about getting into yoga.
Oh yeah? Cool. Okay. Wait, you see a therapist?
Judgmental much?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. So bigger plans, huh? Want to clue us in on what they might be?
Well, I could, but then I'd have to kill you. Or at least hold something very dear to you hostage. Tell me, do you have a dog?
I'd rather not say. Let's move on. What would you say was the most memorable moment in the whole plot for you?
Seeing everyone suffer as they grovel for mercy. Just kidding. Or am I?
I don't know. Are you?
Maybe. Maybe not. No.
Next question. Daniel was the sixth vessel of the Sun Sword. How does he stack up to the previous ones?
He's a turd, I went through a lot of trouble to make his life really hard. And you know what? He still decided to follow the father. I mean, do you know the headache I went through just to get his parents to give him up for adoption? There was a lot of paperwork involved.
Huh. You do your own paperwork?
Well, no. My secretary did all that. But I had to sign a lot of stuff, and my carpal tunnel was flaring that day. So...
Gotta admit, that's not the type of answer I was expecting, but that's the fun of interviewing people. You learn all kinds of new things, so...
These questions aren't exactly what I was expecting. I mean, when are you going to ask me what my hobbies are? And what my strengths and weaknesses are? And if I was a kitchen appliance, what would I be?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize...
I like to crochet, do CrossFit, and destroy.
Oh. Okay, you're just gonna jump right in.
My greatest weakness is that I don't have one. And probably a Vidalia Chop Wizard, because it's the bomb.
I don't think a chopped wizard is considered an appliance.
I will destroy you.
Well, it's not. That's not my fault.
Tell me about your dog. What's its name? Do you love it?
Moving on. Several of your minions were featured quite prominently in the book. Who would you say you rely on the most?
I'd be a jerk of a boss if I didn't mention Janice, my secretary. Hi, Janice! She didn't show up in the book, but I can assure you she works harder than anyone. Always behind the scenes, but involved with getting everything done.
Oh, okay. I'm sure she appreciates the kudos.
But of those that actually showed up in the storyline, I'd have to say Pitwolf has always been a competent servant of evil, you know. He got me a world's most evil boss tie at last year's Christmas party. Clothes in the dark and everything. What a guy. I probably should give him a raise. Janice, remind me to go over the Pitwolf performance review for the past couple years and set up a meeting with Larry from Human Resources. He'll have to approve everything.
It's hard to find good help. Next question. The author has several more books planned for the series.
Yes, so I've heard.
What do you think he has planned for you?
Knowing that sissy, I'm sure he plans on good overcoming evil, or some mamby-pamby junk like that. But you can be sure that he'll hear from my agent on that matter. I'm not signing up for any more books unless I have the final say with the plot.
Mamby-pamby indeed. Does your agent actually have that much pull? It was my understanding that Mr. Lumbatis had total creative power.
Of course my agent does. He represents me. I'm an A-lister. What I say goes.
No, I'm pretty sure the author has already outlined the entire series. He and his editor pretty much have total power over the plot.
Total power, huh? You want to see total power? Janice, get this guy's dog.
Mr. Enemy, that really won't be necessary. We are...
Listen very carefully. I have your dog, and if you ever want to see him again, I'm going to need you to do a few things for me.
And that's all the time we have for this segment, folks. Thank you, Mr. Enemy, for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Wait, what? It's over? That's it? The doofus Daniel gets the whole book? And I get one lousy interview that lasts a couple minutes?
Please join us after the commercial break for when we have a very special guest appearance by one of Sauron's ring wraiths.
Was someone talking about a dog earlier? I have asthma. I can't be in here if there's been a dog. It's hard to breathe. Get my agent on line 3. I don't care what my contract says. I'm not going to do any more of these rinky-dink Mickey Mouse interviews unless I get more than a couple minutes.
And don't forget to go to www.nathanlumbatis.com to find out more about Daniel and the Sun Sword. We'll be right back.